Good afternoon and welcome to the third and final hearing on CHA's proposed fiscal year 2022 Moving to Work Annual Plan. My name is Jennifer Hoyle. I'm the Deputy Chief of Strategic Management and Partnerships for CHA, and I'll be moderating today's hearing. Before we begin, I'd like to call your attention to the slide on the screen, which provides information on translation services provided by CHA. This information is also available on CHA's website at www.thecha.org. The purpose of this hearing is to provide an overview of the annual plan and address comments and questions that we've received regarding the plan before presenting it to the Board of Commissioners for approval and then submission to HUD. Before I begin with the plan overview, I'd like to briefly describe how the public comment process will work this year. The public comment period began on August 10th and ends on September 8th. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we are holding 3 live stream public comment hearings to give interested parties a chance to submit comments and questions regarding the plan. In addition to today's hearing, public comment hearings were held on Tuesday, August 17th, and Friday, August 20th. The hearing on the 20th was translated into Spanish. Videos of both hearings are available on CHA's website. Residents, members of the public, and other interested parties can submit comments and questions regarding the plan by email to commentontheplan@thecha.org, as well as regular mail and fax. You can also submit comments via the live stream chat. All questions and comments will be included in the public comment grid and will be reviewed and responded to by CHA staff in the comment grid. To encourage participation in this process, we're making a variety of information available on CHA's website at www.thecha.org, including the proposed plan, a summary of the plan, the public notice, which includes all of the information about where to submit comments and questions, and the comment grid, which will be updated periodically to include CHA's responses to comments. There is a button on CHA's homepage that links to all of this information. Submission of an annual plan is a requirement of CHA's participation in HUD's Moving to Work, or MTW, demonstration program. Both the content and format of the plan are based on HUD guidelines. The plan is organized into 5 different sections and includes projections regarding CHA's FY2022 operations and information regarding new and previously approved MTW activities. Highlights of CHA's proposed FY2022 MTW annual plan include the addition of 282 housing units to CHA's portfolio, $120.4 million in capital spending at CHA properties, 2 new MTW activities, and an enhancement to an existing activity, as well as metrics for previously approved MTW activities. We are also projecting positive outcomes in programs made possible using MTW flexibility. I'm going to briefly summarize the information in the plan related to development, capital expenditures, leasing, and finances, and then I'll ask representatives from other CHA departments to discuss resident services programming and proposed new MTW activities. The information regarding development, capital expenditures, and leasing can be found in sections 1 and 2 of the plan. As I previously mentioned, CHA plans to deliver 282 new housing units, including 20 public housing units at Oakwood Shores and 262 project-based voucher units in communities across Chicago, including North Park, the former Ickes site, Ravenswood, and Humboldt Park. CHA plans to convert more than 1,100 public housing units to rental assistance demonstration, or RAD, project-based voucher units. By the end of 2022, we expect to be administering more than 11,000 project-based voucher units. Additional development activity, including closings, construction work, and developer selection, is expected at sites including but not limited to Cabrini, Ickes, Lathrop, LeClaire Courts, Madden Wells, Stateway, Abla, and Horner. CHA continues to invest in its existing property portfolio and is projecting $120.4 million in planned capital expenditures for capital maintenance and preservation work at various senior, scattered site, and family properties, as well as development work at new properties. CHA expects to serve more than 56,000 households through a variety of MTW-funded housing programs, including public housing, vouchers, both project-based and tenant-based, and local non-traditional activities such as the Choose to Own home ownership program. In addition to MTW housing programs, CHA will also serve approximately 10,000 households through non-MTW voucher programs, such as VASH, RAD, and emergency housing vouchers. As part of the leasing process, CHA will continue to maintain 5 types of wait lists, including site-based wait lists for family and senior public housing and project-based voucher units, and community-based scattered site wait lists, all of which are open to applicants. CHA will also maintain a community-wide tenant-based voucher wait list, which is currently closed to new applicants. As previously mentioned, all of the information that I just outlined can be found in more detail in Sections 1 and 2 of the annual plan. Section 5 of CHA's annual plan includes projected financial information. CHA currently projects $1.05 billion in revenue and $1.1 billion in expenses. The projected gap will be filled by using third-party financing. I would note that CHA's 2022 budget is still being finalized, so the financial information may be updated as necessary before the plan is submitted to HUD. Because of the flexibility provided by the MTW program, CHA is able to provide a robust variety of resident services programming. At this time, I'm going to ask Farah Ansari from CHA's Resident Services Department to provide an overview of this programming and the projected 2022 outcomes. And again, more detailed information about all of these topics can be found on CHA's website at www.thecha.org. And there's a button on that page that links to all of the information regarding our annual plan. So Farah, you can go ahead when you're ready.
Thank you, Jenny. My name is Farah Ansari from CHA's Resident Services Division, and I wanted to quickly go over our operations and a couple of new activities that we are seeking approval for in the 2022 plan. So MTW Single Fund Flexibility supports resident services in 2 key areas of support and services. First of which being family support and services, delivered primarily through our cornerstone family-centered coaching and resident services coordination, which advances programming along 4 key impact areas, those being economic independence, earning power, academic achievement, and stability and quality of life. We also deliver relocation support and services, which assists in navigating the impact of temporary and permanent building closures, including counseling, tours, and moving assistance. Along our 4 key impact areas, we have programming, and so within economic independence, programming includes transition counseling, housing locator assistance, our Choose to Own or CTO program, and our Family Self-Sufficiency or FSS program. Within the earning power impact area, we provide employment placements, transitional jobs, employment readiness, and placements for youth. To further academic achievement, we provide connections to education, scholarships, and academic enrichment for youth. And within stability and quality of life, we provide recreational programming for youth, clinical mental health services, health initiatives, and assessments and outreach for seniors. Informed by our most recent years of programming and planning, we anticipate the following impacts. We anticipate 50 families will purchase a home through CTO, our Choose to Own program. 80% of Family Self-Sufficiency FSS program participants will accrue escrow. 500 residents will be connected to new and better jobs. 2,000 youth will be engaged in paid summer opportunities. 500 residents will attend City Colleges of Chicago. 250 youth and adults will receive CHA college scholarships. And 175,000 Golden Diner and 65,000 summer food meals will be served to seniors and youth.
Thanks, Farah. And again, this information can also be found in Section 5 of the annual plan. It's the finance section, and this information is towards the end of the section. You'll be able to find much more detail than we are reviewing in this hearing. Um, as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we're proposing 2 new MTW activities and enhancement to an existing activity that will improve services to CHA residents. These activities are described in detail in Section 3 of the plan. I'm now going to ask Farah to provide an overview of the 2 activities that are related to resident services programming, which includes the proposed new safety net fund and an enhancement to our choose to own home ownership program. So you can go ahead, Farah.
Thank you, Jenny. So, to begin with, the Safety Net Fund and providing some background, we understand that CHA participants and residents reaching zero HAP, becoming over income, or otherwise potentially transitioning off of CHA subsidy could oftentimes benefit from the additional funding support as they make that transition, and may sometimes do so in a nonlinear way, such as reducing work hours so that their income no longer covers their housing need. And so, in order to support employment and housing stability and encourage that development, we are proposing a safety net fund for those uh, transitioning out of housing subsidy with this new safety net fund and allowing up to 2 draws toward rent payment for those transitioning off. And so, to briefly summarize, residents who are able to exit subsidized housing and fully assume private market rent will graduate into a 2-year safety net program. During that time, graduates who experience hardship and are unable to pay rent can draw up to 2 rent payments from the safety net fund, and graduates requesting rent payments will be provided services to ensure ongoing stability and self-sufficiency. Moving on to our second new proposed activity is the Choose to Own program down payment assistance. In addition to the existing monthly subsidy support toward mortgage, we are proposing a new track for CTO pipeline participants that will have a limited number of slots. But the down payment assistance would be up to $15,000 instead of the monthly mortgage subsidy. It would be a forgivable second mortgage, and up to 10 slots would be available. This type of alternative track may be of benefit for CTO participants who quickly transition off of subsidy, and the more preferred monetary benefit may be the funding up front in terms of down payment assistance. And I believe that are all the details that we wanted to share on that program for now.
Thanks, Farah. And just to clarify, these are 2 separate tracks, right? It's one or the other for participants.
That's correct. So it'd be the existing track or this down payment assistance track.
Okay. Thank you, Farah.
Thanks.
We have one additional activity, and I'm going to ask Jamie Muth from our Housing Choice Voucher Program to come up and provide a brief overview of this activity. This activity involves expanding broadband access or making it more affordable to our residents. So Jamie is going to give an overview of that. And this activity, even though Jamie is representing the Housing Choice Voucher Program, would be applicable to both public housing residents and Housing Choice Voucher residents. So Jamie is simply the person who is lucky enough to give the overview today. So you can go ahead when you're ready, Jamie. I think you do have to advance the slide if you can. Okay, thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Jenny. As Jenny mentioned, my name is Jamie Muth. I serve on the Housing Choice Voucher Department. So to address the digital divide that largely impacts low-income households and to increase access to the internet, CHA is proposing to implement a program to offset the cost of broadband internet access for Housing Choice Voucher participants and public housing residents. So CHA plans to implement this activity either as part of a utility allowance, similar to how we provide subsidy for those participants that pay electricity or gas, or to provide an additional flat allowable deduction to offset the cost of internet. And we hope that providing internet access will expand employment and educational opportunities for HCV participants and public housing residents.
Thanks, Jamie. And again, just to emphasize, this would be public housing and housing choice vouchers. So.
Yes, it will.
Okay. We haven't received any questions or comments yet regarding the 2022 MTW annual plan. We have received questions and comments from residents regarding specific issues at their properties, including a comment regarding a resident who is concerned about the lack of security at a CHA property. I do want to mention that we will respond directly to anyone submitting questions about a subsidy or a specific unit issue. So your comment will be referenced in the comment grid, but we will also reach out to you directly to try and address the issue that you're raising. So if you submitted a comment that's specific to your subsidy or your unit or property, you will be receiving a call from a CHA, someone on CHA's staff to help you address that. One of the frequently asked questions we've received in past years regarding some of the activities in our proposed activities in the plan has been when will those new activities be implemented? So I'm going to take this opportunity to try and address that question. The plan will be submitted to HUD in October of this year of 2021, and it's typically approved in early the following year, so early 2022. And so we are hoping to be able to implement the newly proposed activities, if they're approved, sometime in 2022. So that's our goal for next year. Since we haven't received any additional questions in advance or in the chat during the live stream, I'm going to close out the hearing. But before I do that, I'd like to encourage anyone who's interested in obtaining more information about the plan to go to CHA's website at www.thecha.org and review the information that's posted there. Again, the entire plan is posted as well as a summary of the plan. We also have the video of the 3 live stream hearings that will be posted, including the one that was translated into Spanish. And questions can be submitted via email, regular mail, or fax. All of that information is on our website. All questions and comments regarding the plan will be added to the comment grid and will receive written responses in addition to possible outreach from CHA staff people. So anything that you submit, any comments or questions, we will try to respond to until the comment period ends on September 8th. So if you think of a question later on, next week, the week after, please feel free to submit your question and we will respond to it. Thank you for participating.